All of them. Apparently my laugh is like a turn off, according to certain people. What up, guys? It's your girl, Misfit Mimi. I am so happy to be back. I've missed you all so very much. Today, I'm actually going to try something different. My life is not usually very exciting, but there's been certain moments that have really caused a dramatic effect in my life. Without further ado, let's do a story time, peeps, shall we? This story begins last summer of 2018. I'm never gonna forget it. It was such a good summer. I decided to fly to Mexico for my birthday with my baby sister. From Cancun, we were gonna take a bus, a shuttle bus, that was going to take us to Playa del Carmen, and then from there we have an Airbnb. It's all set up, all good. I was really organized on the way there. Things were great. They were looking good. Flight was on time. We got to Cancun. We took the ADO bus. If you're ever in Mexico and you need to get to Tulum from the Cancun airport or Playa del Carmen, take the ADO bus, ADO. It's 100 pesos or so per person, which isn't bad at all, and it'll take you to your destination safely, efficiently, and definitely lots of AC in there, so it's worth it because it's really, really hot. So we get there, we get to our Airbnb, everything went so smooth. Like, the directions from my Airbnb lady could not have been any more specific. I literally got off the ADO bus, we walked down the Fifth Avenue, and we were able to like maneuver our way to our Airbnb in one piece. We didn't get lost, we didn't go in circles. Like, it was so beautiful, like how smooth everything went. We got home, we took our stuff, out of the bag, and we got changed, and we got hungry, left the room, went out, had a meal. It was delightful. My trip was about 5 days, and I have zero complaints. Everybody was so nice, and what really helped my situation is that people thought I was Mexican. They were very happy with me, which made me happy with myself, and I would go by and like, hola, si, mucho, burrito. My sister kept telling me, like, tone it down, you're too obvious that you're not Mexican, just stop it. But yeah, I really fell in love with the place and the people and everything. The food, it was just phenomenal. We also discovered something called a cenote. So if you have ever been to Mexico and did not take some time out of your day to visit a cenote, you are missing out on life, like literally. It's like outdoor caves and indoor caves, and it's all mineral water. The water is beautiful, clear water. It's just all natural. You go in there and you feel like your body just relaxes in that water. You can go cliff diving, you can, jump from places. The ones that are underground can be a little bit pricey. They're about 500 pesos to 1,000 per person to get in. But that's only because it's underground, it's not safe, and you do have a tour guide. They explain to you what the rituals were back in the day and how it functions and where to go and what to do and how the history started of this place. And it's really informative, and it's very good to at least try it one time. I fell in love with the cenotes. It's like my new thing now. Apparently there's about 15,000 cenotes in all over Mexico. Like, it's dispersed out in Mexico. So my goal now is to visit everywhere in Mexico and visit as many cenotes as I could possibly fit into my mind, because it is amazing. It's a beautiful experience that everybody should at least have once in their life. True story. So we went to the cenotes, we met people, we had fun, we met tourists, we met locals, we, vibed with everybody. The feeling, the energy was always so positive and happy. These people are living simple lives, but they're just happy people, and that's what I love to see. And then came the day that we had to leave. Now, that one was a gamble, okay? So I flew standby, because that's how my ticket is. If you're a flight attendant, you feel me. And so I flew standby, but this was my first flight as a flight attendant, so on my own vacation time. So I did not know what to expect if you're flying standby. We get to the airport early, and I get to the gate, and I'm like, hey, so we need to fly back to Toronto. Are there any available flights? The guy looks into his computer and goes, well, we have 2 seats left, But there's a list of people that are on standby. It's not just me and my sister, it's a bunch of us. And chances of me getting on that flight are slim. Now, mind you, there is one flight a day to Toronto from Cancun. What I didn't know back then, there's also a flight going to Calgary. There's also partner airlines that I could fly with, but I did not process that at that moment. So being Myrna, I panicked. Duh. Like, that's all I just panicked. I was like, that's it, we're gonna die in Mexico. Oh my God, like, we're stuck. I have my sister, she's gonna die, my mom's gonna kill me. There's 2 seats and there's a chance for us to get on that. Let me just get to the behind the gate so that I'm ready beside the aircraft. So if those people that did check in don't show up, then I could just jump on. Like, it's that simple. Whereas if they didn't show up and I was behind the gates, by the time I go through security, get all my stuff checked, it would take too long and the aircraft's not gonna sit around waiting for me, right? So that was my mindset at that moment. And so he gave me a hard time and said, no ma'am, we can't do that for you. It doesn't work like that. You can't just go to the back. It doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, all right, so we'll wait. And a few minutes later, I go back to check up. Sorry, ma'am, the 2 seats are gone. Okay, what do I do now? Because this was my first time flying on standby, my first vacation without family, just my sister. I didn't have any adult supervision, if you will. So I was freaking out. And I remember my sister started freaking out, but I was like, yo, dude, like, chill, we're good. Mexico, an extra day. So I was trying to bring light to the situation. I thought of maybe, you know, taking a bus back to the Airbnb and asking them for one more night. Or, you know, I thought of a lot of things, but the problem is the ADO bus is 100 pesos. For me to pay for an Airbnb for another night, that's another 150 to 200 bucks. Like, because it's so last minute. And it's kind of like, okay, so we're looking at about 500 pesos just to get back into the city. I don't want to stay in Cancun. Like, this is not the place to stay and just roam the streets. Like, you don't roam Cancun. And I know this from watching crime documentaries. Don't judge me. And we just waited around the airport. And I'm like, you know what? Whatevs. Let's just chill in the Cancun airport. And then tomorrow we'll be there first. And we can just catch that first flight out. Now, here's what I didn't think through. I didn't really think it. I didn't process what was happening at that point. So we stayed in the airport until maybe like 10. And we were literally going from terminal to terminal. I think there's like 4 terminals in Cancun. We were going from terminal to terminal trying to kill time. Now, mind you, we have our luggages with us. We're exhausted. We're not eating properly. We're tired. They don't have chairs. They don't have chairs. You can't sit on a goddamn chair because in Cancun, they don't believe in chairs. There's no chairs. So if you want to sit on the ground. That's what you get. But it was just really crickets. Like, it wasn't working out too well. So eventually we got to a terminal and I was like, okay, you know what? This terminal seems, you know, like kind of sketchy. Let's get out of this terminal. This was like around 11:30 p.m. I was like, let's just get out of this terminal, go back to the original terminal where our flight's leaving from, and that way we're closer. And I mean, all the terminals don't have chairs, so we might as well just sit in that one. As we're about to leave the terminal, we're waiting for the bus. The terminal manager comes up to us. I didn't even know what that was. There's actually something called a terminal manager. They're managers that will manage each terminal, and each terminal has its own manager, and it's their job to wait for it, make sure that that terminal is empty by midnight because that airport is closing. So imagine being in a foreign country, the guy doesn't speak good English, he thinks I'm Mexican, but I'm not, because at this point I can no longer fool him into thinking I'm Mexican because this guy's having a full-blown conversation. I'm like, no habla. Like, I can't leave because I don't know where to stay and I don't know what to do, and I'm here with my sister alone. Now, mind you, I was not in the right mindset at that moment. And now that I think back, I'm like, why did I tell this guy I'm alone in Mexico? I don't speak Spanish and I'm with my baby sister. Like, I didn't process that maybe that's not the smartest thing to do, to tell him, like, go ahead. Like, I'm here, take me. Like, I was literally offering myself on a silver platter. He goes, well, maybe, like, I can get you a place that's cheap to sleep in. So I'm like, okay, what are we talking about? He goes, 50 pesos a night. Now, if you've never been to Mexico, or if you have been, 50 pesos a night for a place to crash is phenomenally cheap, like ridiculously cheap, like abnormal. Like it's not even, there's no such thing as a 50 pesos a night for sleep. It's just not unheard of. This is in Cancun. As I said, we were staying in Playa del Carmen, which is an hour away from Cancun. So I was not even in that city at that moment. So I don't know anything about that city. I don't know if I can get an Airbnb last minute or whatever. So he gives me the name of that place, and my first thought was to Google it because he is telling me one thing. I'm thinking it's way too cheap for reality. And I'm just gonna Google it and see the reviews on Yelp or something. I'm sure tourists have been stuck in my position before and they have left reviews previously. The first thing I see is a tourist that said, this motel is basically for prostitution. If you are a tourist, do not go there. They will try to send you there, don't go there. Hell to the no, I am not going to any place like this with my sister. It's just not gonna happen. Absolutely freaking not. Like, you must have bumped your head on something. And then, I remember watching in a documentary, the new, trade for money now, like the trend that's happening is they drug people, cut them open, take out their organs, and sell them for profit. And then you wake up with like a missing lung. Like, I don't know, bro. So I'm freaking out because I'm thinking this manager's way too sketchy for his own good, okay? This guy followed me around the airport for a good, like, chunk of time. He was checking where I was going, who I was talking to. If I was trying to have a private conversation with my sister, he would come in between us and like listen in on the conversation. What's the problem? What are you guys worried about? You don't trust me? You think I'm gonna do something to you? Why would I do something to you? Like, this is my job. Like, I'm not gonna try to hurt you. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, dude. You see this bubble? Stick without it. Outside of the bubble, not inside of the bubble. I was pissed. But I couldn't get too pissed because, like I said, I was in Mexico and I don't know what this guy's capable of doing. So I was like, bro, sir, boss, please stay out of the bubble, sir. Thank you. That's exactly what happened. Anybody says otherwise, they were delusional. I was just thinking that he was going to take my organs and sell them for dope or something else, something bad. Like, this guy was going to send me somewhere and I needed to check if there was cuts in my body because I might be drugged and mommy, you know what I mean? Like, that's it, you know, mother instincts kicks in and I'm like, Maurice, don't talk to him. Don't look at her. Maurice, stay here. Come with me. Hold my hand. Like, it was bad. It was really, I think my sister thinks I treated her like a child, but maybe on this trip, she really felt it. Like, she really got a good bite out of how protective I am of my sibling. So, as I'm thinking all these crazy thoughts in my head, I'm gonna die, let me call my mom and let her know that I love her just in case. I was literally like messaging people, like letting them know how I felt about them and like, I love you and I'll see you maybe in another life. I just don't leave. I just don't know what's happening. And I'm freaking out. I was actually freaking out. I bumped into this amazing, I cannot emphasize on how beautiful these people are. But one family that is from Atlanta, Georgia, mom, dad, and 2 kids, and a young lady who is also a flight attendant. Instantly, as soon as I saw them waiting outside, I left that guy so quickly and ran to that family, and I was like, hey guys, what's up? Are you guys from here? They're like, no, we're not. We know we were on vacation and we missed our flight. We're gonna get a hotel and we're gonna stay there tonight and then come back tomorrow. So I'm like, listen, this guy's been following me for a hot minute and he won't leave me alone. I'm with my sister. Could you please just stay with us? If you could take us maybe into your room. I was willing to spend the night in the room with a strange family that I didn't even know. That's how unsafe I felt with this person around me. I honestly thought I was gonna die. I spoke to the family and they were so kind. They were like, you know what? Absolutely. You know what? If that's what you need to do, then definitely come with us. You can stay the night, and they had obviously more than one room. It was 5 people. And they were like, just come stay in one of our rooms and we'll come back in the morning and it'll be okay. Just come stay with us. I remember looking at my sister and I'm like, yo, Two options, bro. We stay here and die, or go with this random family that we don't even know and stay in a room with them. Which way do you want to die, my friend? With this strange guy or this strange family? Which one? So I decided the family. Like my fate was in the family's hands, and I knew that kind people are hard to find, and this family didn't know me, and they were willing to bring me and my sister in to stay with them, even though they had their children with them. So that gave me a little bit of faith in humanity, to see people that are so warm and like good-hearted that they saw someone in need and they just stepped right in and did what they could to help me and my sister out. I'm forever grateful to that family, and unfortunately I never got their contact, but if, you know, for any strange reason they ever do cross this video, just know that what you did was an amazing deed, and I hope all beautiful things happen to you guys, and I hope that you guys got home safely. But anyways, so I went to the bank machine to get some cash, because I needed to get cash to get a cab, right? To go and come back and like even pitch in for the room, like I needed to get cash. So I go to the ATM and I'm standing at the ATM machine trying to put in my information to take out the cash. This dude comes from behind me. He's like, how much are you taking out? I'm like, yo, bro. We talked about that bubble 5 minutes ago. Yeah, you're stepping into it again. I'm already traumatized from this man, and I'm already scared of him, and everything that comes out of his mouth makes me think that I'm going to lose a kidney, pretty much. That's all I thought. Every time I look at him, I'm like, goodbye, kidney, farewell, farewell. Like, I just thought I was gonna die. That was it. So when he comes, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to take out cash. I need you to back off so I can do that. Thank you, sir. And then he steps aside a bit, lets me take out my cash. And I mean, even though I was scared, and even though I was kind of like humbled and quieted down a little bit when I met this guy and I actually got scared of him. Let's be real, I think anybody will vouch. Anybody that knows me will agree with what I'm about to say. No matter how scared I am, no matter how small I am, if you don't know me, by the way, I am about 5 feet tall, and I'm very small, so people don't usually take me so seriously, but then the minute I talk, they're like, whoa, where did all that come from, little lady? No matter how scared I was, nothing was ever going to intimidate me enough to not speak my mind. And I still spoke my mind with this guy. A little bit more respectfully than I really wanted to, but I mean, I still spoke my mind. You still got to stand for what you believe in, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Anywho, so took out the cash, got the cab, we went to the hotel, we stayed with the lovely peeps, and we couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I didn't even need to sleep. I just wanted to get out of the airport because I could no longer stay there, and this guy's trying to put me in that motel. So I went to the hotel. I was awake all night, texted my mom, like, hey mom, we're good. We just got a hotel room with a bunch of strangers. Now that I think about it, I don't even know what my mom was thinking. Do you think mom was freaking out? Probably freaking out, but she was trying to stay calm for us. Like, I think she felt the panic in our voices when we were calling her. She was pissed. Like, I could tell she was pissed. Like, what are you guys doing? But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I can't really yell at them and put them in even more fear, knowing that they're already probably traumatized and this is their karma. So let nature take its course. Next morning, 3 a.m., we are in the cab back at the airport. That's when it opens, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Now you know. 3 a.m., I get to the gate. I literally, like, I kid you not, bro. The flight was leaving at 3 p.m. I was there at 3 a.m., went to the gate, because this guy dropped us off at one terminal. I waited for the bus, took the bus, went back to the right terminal. As soon as I walked into that gate, I ran to the agents, and I was like, listen, not playing with you. I'm getting on that flight today. I'm getting on that flight today. Me and my sister are getting on that. I don't care what you have to do. You're getting me on this damn flight. I listed myself as eligible to go and sit in the flight deck with them so that I save one seat out there. So if there's only one seat left, I know for sure my sister can go in the back and I'll go in the flight deck and we'll get to Toronto. Then I find out that the agents that are at the gate, they're not even with my company. It's actually a contract that they have. So these people have nothing to do with my company. They don't have what my company stands for. You know, what we are known to be such beautiful spirits, such good souls. We're good at customer service because we love what we do. But these people, they seemed like they were miserable, like they hated their lives. Made so much sense, so much has been cleared up in there, because I was like, yo, stop this. So I ended up telling him, listen, I'm going to be firm with you. I'm listed as master crew, so I can go on the flight deck. He goes, do you have your uniform, ma'am? I'm like, my uniform? Bro, I'm on vacation. Why would I have my uniform with me? You need it to sit in the flight deck. And I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, you do. You do. Those are the rules and regulations according to my da-da-da-da-da. So imagine me finding out that these people are on contract and you're telling me what the rules are? Bro, no, okay? No. So I'm like, let me speak to your manager. I'm done with this. Like, I actually was like done. That failed because it turned out that he was the manager. See how great things were going? Then I told him, you know what? Forget it. List me and my sister on standby, put me as master crew, and I took out my ID badge and I said, listen, see this? When the pilot comes, when the aircraft lands in Cancun, I need you to take this ID, bring it to the captain, and say, sir, this girl right here with this ID is standing outside with her sister, and she wants to come on this plane to go home. She has been stuck here for over 38 hours. She needs to leave. The guy just gave me this like blank stare, like, what? You want me to show him your ID? What is that gonna, like, clearly the conversation between us isn't going too far, and clearly you don't want me to go. You just want to make this as difficult as possible for me. Now, mind you, again, let me just do a quick refresher. I did say previously that this was my first time flying as a flight attendant on standby, so I did not know that there were other options and I could have done something differently. Mind you, I had no data, no phone calls available. Like, I was roaming and I was paying for internet in the airport. Lesson learned. Clock, and we're nervous and we're like, are we gonna get on? Are we gonna get on? And I'm slowly watching, like, me, my sister, and then people are signing in right after us. There was about six other people that were trying to leave on standby, and it seemed as though there was only 2 seats available with 6 people trying to get out of there. And I'm the only one that listed myself as master crew, which means that I was able to fly in the cockpit, and I was the only one that did that. So it worked to my benefit because I knew for a fact that I could leave, but I had to make sure that there was an extra seat for my sister in the back. So I remember telling him, listen, like, you didn't do it the first time, you're gonna do it this time because I need to get home. I'm with my sister, I need to go, I need to leave. I can't stay here anymore. I can't sleep on the floor. I can't get kicked out of the airport. I just can't. I can't do it. And I was crying and I'm shaking and I'm bawling my eye, like, I'm tired and I wanna go home. That's all I can think of. So he's like, okay, but it's not promised. I'm like, sure, put my bag in to get it checked, as I tried to do yesterday, and then me and my sister are gonna go in the back. We're gonna wait by the airplane. If people don't show up, then we have the seats. If they do show up, then we'll figure something out. And I remember when we sat there, those were the most intense 45 minutes of my entire life. I was sweating buckets, bro. Like, we went by duty free and I didn't buy nothing. That's how upset I was. I usually, like, duty free for me is like, woo, bottles of tequila. Like, I'm just going crazy. But no, none of that. None of that happened. I was stressed. And my sister's like, do you want to stop? Get something on. I'm like, get something like what, Maurice? We're dying here. We're going to melt. We're going to be part of Mexico forever. I couldn't even do any shopping, nothing. Sat by the gate 45 minutes, and me and my sister, I kid you not, had our phones in our hand, kept checking the minutes as they went by. Okay, 20 more minutes. 19 minutes, we're getting there. And it still seems like there's 2 seats available. 2 seats available. Those 2 bloody seats have been available, like they were sitting in front of us, and every time we would refresh it to see if somebody came and checked in for that the extra 2 seats, if somebody took them, because me and her were the first 2 on the list. So I would say maybe like 7 minutes in, 7 minutes prior to deplaning and boarding, I look at my sister and I said, yo, listen, if there's only 1 seat left, so if for any crazy strange reason someone else was able to bump us and go on this plane, and there's only 1 seat left, take that seat. I want you to go take that seat, get on the plane. My sister's like, I'm not leaving you. Are you crazy? I'm not leaving you. I'm going to wait with you. And I'm like, no, you're not going to wait with me. You're going to get on the flight because I know you're going to be safe on that plane. Just get on the plane. I will figure something else out. I'll find a ticket with a partner airline. I'll call up some people and see what I can do. the flexibility at that moment, I felt like was more flexible towards me flying with a different airline or me doing something because I'm the employee, whereas my sister was somewhat my guest. So it was harder for her to do that. So I was like, just get on the plane, get home. As soon as you get to Toronto, call mom and tell her to come pick you up so you don't stand around the airport. I will find a way there, and once I get to Toronto, I have my car there, I'll take my car and I'll meet you at home. That was the game plan, because I didn't want to stand there and argue with her in front of these people, right? So I was like, if that's the case, if there's only one seat, take it, get on. I'm going to wait for something else, and I'll probably take another flight and go. As the time went on, long story short, it came down to it. And people were getting off the plane, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm nervous, and I'm antsy, and I'm sitting at the tip of my chair, and me and my sister are like looking at each other and smiling, and like, is this going to happen? Are we going to leave? And they start boarding people on. And I believe towards the end, there was one young lady, she looks up from her computer and points at me and she goes, come here. And I'm like, me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, yes, girl, I'm coming for you. I get up, I go over there, she prints out 2 tickets and she's like, last 2 seats, you got lucky. So then it got me thinking. They told me the chances of me getting on that flight were very, very, very slim. I only wonder, if I had actually done what I originally wanted to do, which is go to the back and wait there the day before, would I have gotten on to that flight or not? I think so. I think that a lot of people check into their flights and a lot of people don't show up. Whatever it may be, maybe something happened, maybe they got sick and they can't leave right away, or they love their stay and they want to extend it. It happens. Especially for us in the aviation industry, like, it's okay for me to like wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I'm not done vacationing and I still have 2 more days off, let me make it longer. Like, why not? I can do that. It's flexible for me. I could do it. Why don't I do it? It kind of got me a little bit upset because I was like, well, maybe I could have left yesterday, but we didn't because this guy wasn't a nice person. But then part of me was like, I'm relieved we're getting on this plane. She's like, I'm sorry, you guys won't sit together. I'm like, I can sit with her anywhere. I'll sit on the floor, I'll sit in the galley, I'll sit on the roof, I'll put me in the baggage compartment. Girl, I'm good. Just put me on the plane. I need to leave now. I gotta go. That, my friends, is exactly what happened. I think me and my sister took the deepest breath. As soon as we stepped foot on that plane, it was like a sign of relief. I just felt like a weight lifted over and off my shoulders, and it was like, oh, I can breathe. I'm getting on a plane and I'm going home, finally. The whole flight was just beautiful and peaceful, and I was smiling from ear to ear because I knew I was going home. Not that I wanted to leave Mexico, because it was one of the best experiences of my life, and I cannot wait to go back. Maybe next time be a little bit more prepared and maybe a little bit more organized. But you know what? Those are the experiences in life that you have to go through, because I wouldn't have had a story time to tell you if I didn't go through it. That is what happened, and I ended up getting home safely with my sister in one piece. All our organs were inside of us, thank God. And all in all, pretty bomb trip. I had a really good time. I really enjoyed it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. I would not have changed that experience for anything, because it taught me fear and it taught me self-discipline and self-control. See what I did there? We met some amazing people, made some new friends, and it was great. I had a great time, and I turned the big, doesn't matter what, but I turned a nice age, and it was my champagne birthday, so I had a great time. Lots of drinks, lots of partying, lots of good people, lots of good food, beautiful weather, beautiful beaches, cenotes left, right, and center. It was amazing. The experience was beautiful. Now we can sit here and laugh about our story time and haha, it must have been a scary experience, and it was. But would I have changed it? Not one bit, because it made me who I am today. It's something that I can talk about and laugh about now, even though at that moment it wasn't so funny, it was more traumatizing. But now I look back and I'm like, yeah, I had a crazy story in Mexico, and I'm here to tell it, so I'm blessed. I'm just gonna wrap this baby up right here and there. I do hope you guys enjoyed this story time. As always, don't forget to comment on this video, like it, share it, obviously subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more of my daily life and my crazy kooky videos, Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Misfit Mimi, on Facebook, Misfit Mimi, Twitter, and Snapchat, all Misfit Mimi. You got the drill by now, I hope. But I do hope to see you guys there, and I hope to hear back from you guys, and I hope that you come back to my next video that is going to be posted soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yay! Again, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!